want to recognize the person who took on the challenging role of becoming the principal of CM2 this term. In a year full of changes, Andy was a constant in his support. Despite his small stature, he sure had a lot to give. From always giving feedback on our writing with his somewhat legible handwriting, to lifting up the mood with his dry British humor, Andy was always there for us. And for those who don't know, I love practicing my British accent whenever I'm around British people. And Yandy has yet to compliment my British skills, but there's only one way I could call him to the podium. So, excuse my British. Please put your hands together for CM2's principal, Andrew Jenkinson.
Why, thank you, Louisa. And I haven't had to lower the mic. So I was waiting for Matt to come running out, but so this is my 5 minutes. Thank you, by the way, for a really lovely introduction, for everyone that said nice things about the unexpected term that we've had. This is my 5 minutes, I guess, to impart some wit and wisdom with which our grade 12 students will go off into the world, and something to arm them for life setbacks. I was a little intimidated by that because I don't think I have 5 minutes worth of wisdom to impart. And also so many people who have spoken either yesterday or today have done that so much more eloquently than I think I would. Joe managed to get through a lovely speech with only a tear or two. Adnan, I thought, spoke terrifically about and very honestly about what life might bring for our graduates. Christoph, is he here? A little away from there. Christoph intimidated me hugely yesterday because he took on the challenge of giving some advice to our graduates and did it in such an erudite and eloquent and angry and just overall impressive manner. And he did it with such poise, and also from a man half my age and twice as good looking as me. So I didn't thank him for that. So what I have done, rather than talk you through 5 minutes of life challenges, I've prepared some little introductions for our grade 12 students so that you can get to know them in a little more informal basis. I've done so in collusion with their parents, who have been very happy to share with me anything really that I had asked them for. There's some nervous looks now, and it was genuinely amazing, the eagerness, almost alarming speed with which parents were happy to come back with well, we'll see what they came back with. So let's begin with our first student. This might work. This one working? So here's our first student. I'm not sure you can tell who it is yet. She's off to study art. It's become the love of her life, and it's been wonderful to see that change come about in her. And I think she's more than happy, as Joe said, to leave the mastery projects and all the rest of it behind. I think she's always found my British humour a little difficult to understand, and sometimes she looks at me and I can see her thinking, I really don't know if this is a joke or not. And I'm told there is also grade 12 students, a little mole, not in your midst, but in the midst, who has told me lots about you also. And my little mole tells me that Sahar is very much a rock enthusiast. So here she is now. As we so often find her. Okay, so moving on to our next student. So this one knows all the good bakeries in Athens, keeps them all to herself until the last week so nobody else can go there. She's not unpleasant in the mornings, but often she's uncommunicative. Usually just by grunt. and sometimes fights bitterly with Saf. And apparently the best hugger in the cohort. I'm afraid of that because she's in her tall shoes today as well. So if she hugs me, it's going to. So who might this be? There were a number of pictures of this young man, but this one jumped out at me as the favourite. Loves to talk. Would apparently love to be standing here doing this speech, given half the chance on the microphone. He has a bargain replica football shirt from pretty much every country at the World Cup, which he picked up, I think, for 10 rupees in India. Dislikes climbing mountains, particularly in Dubai. And this is... an interesting outfit. So her love of all things beautiful began at a young age, it would seem. Both my mole and I could think of nothing that she dislikes, so happy is she that she even started her own club to celebrate it. Who might this be? It is Sarah. It's a surprise yesterday and today not to see her on the stage because she's very much a dab hand with a microphone and she loves an audience. I guess we'll find her when she's not presenting terrific papers to the Pakistani government. I was so impressed with that yesterday. I guess we find her relaxing with a cat on her lap. And I have always and will always know her as Minaz. There you go. Nice outfit. With the little face. This one shares my love of dogs, and I think her dog is probably the best kept dog in all of Mexico. I think she sleeps on the bed, has steak for dinner every evening. I've actually sort of ripped my jacket, so I'll be asking her. I've seen her up many a time, midnight with the sewing machine. We seem to buy her one every time, so she can make dresses and fix everybody's clothes and so on. I know her as Mazza. Rachel would know her as one of the original girl gang, and it is... Okay. As I say, some parents were very pleased to send these pictures. So this young lady out on a shopping trip apparently hates being separated from Samara and loves a girls' night out and a not so serious documentary and painting her nails. And it is Caviar. This young man has not reached this level of cool since this picture was taken. Although he does look very dapper today. As you can see, when our students complain about the hardships of TGS, for this young man, the hardship is real if he's not able to book a nice brunch. And I've not seen this side of him, but apparently our cohort's a princess. And it is. There you go. It is an old picture, isn't it? Yeah. But a lover of peanut butter ice cream, which I've not had, it sounds hideous. I think she's just recognised the picture herself. I do remember my favourite sporting memory of 2023 has been the own goal she contrived to score at football with Sharika's valiant assistance. I never laughed so much, I think, on a football field. Not a big fan of Botswana cuisine, in particular Go Camp, where she shared much of what she'd eaten with her team, with her tent mates, I think. It is Liv. This little one's social skills have improved somewhat since this picture was taken. Big fan of her three friends, Robin, and Robin. She does love an argument with Chris, and she does love a day out with Robin as part of my old lady duo, Barbara and Phyllis. And if you want to pick a sports team to follow, don't ask her. From the Welsh rugby team to Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, she can always pick a dud. It is Saffron. It's both cute and sassy, I think, this picture. There's a little attitude in it as well. Loves to put on a show, which you could probably have told from an early age here. Dislikes a mess, and My Little Mole said that she had to room with her in the first term, and My Little Mole was extremely messy, and apparently this caused some friction. And she's also an esteemed film critic. It is Marucci. Oh, no. Didn't see that picture. Well, you know who it is. This student, Fritz from CM1 to CM2, and is loved everywhere she goes and by everybody. So brings a lovely warmth with her. Dislikes being on Earth and is going to be TGS's Elon Musk competitor and blast off into space. We're very proud of her, and it is... This is a look that we still see. When you see who she is, you'll see this exact look is still in her face. I never had the salty chicken, but it is apparently legendary. And I know, although she denies it to this day, that she couldn't wait to end her period of being my advisee last year, because I would sit and tackle with her or her to-do list work-wise every week. And I know her and always will as Sammy, and she is... It's a little pirate. Terrified me throughout most of my time teaching him in Seoul by programming drones to recognize my face and chase me around classrooms and down hallways. I don't think he has a headrest, a head rush grade lower than an A. I've not seen it. And as I say, yeah, better known as our drone whisperer and AI magician. It is. I don't know what he's doing now. Who's this little cowgirl? Very much our dancing queen. I remember seeing her dancing like there was no tomorrow in front of the mirror in Dubai, and she's carried on ever since. Occasionally at breakfast check you'll see her not in a stunning outfit, but half an hour later she will have put that right. Always impeccably dressed. I don't know how many suitcases she brings. Our fashion one, she says, I don't believe you. Our fashion icon. Jane. This young man expressing his early love of nature and wildlife. Rach and I were looking through a few of these, but this one just had to be it. Hugely a supporter of Ecuador and hoped beyond all hope that Ecuador will win the World Cup. Possibly disappointed that they never will. A side of him that I've not seen and might be quite glad about that, as he's apparently TGS's Mr. Romantic. It is. Okay, so now you're going to hear from each of our graduates individually. So I'm going to call up first our CM2 grad speaker, Robin.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I promised Andy I wouldn't cry, so I will do my best, Andy. In the beginning, we set out to be a caring, happy, dysfunctional family. Now, according to ChatGPT, there are 4 characteristics of a caring, happy, dysfunctional family. Number 1, quality time. To us, this looks like game nights of screaming, "Blitz!" Cards Against Humanity with special stunned guest Sophie. Friendly football games with bets of hair loss as currency. Fortunately, for our heads and our hearts, we always won. And who can forget dancing to DJ Gab's music in Halloween costumes on Botswana's playgrounds, and finally again over the twinkling city of Athens. Number 2, communication and expression. School huddles, the cue for speaking in the gratitude section, is always almost as long as the line for seconds to Chef Baby's food. Number 3, supportive environment. In the sense, patience is a virtue. Be it volunteering to help find Marley's lost iPhone. Each time. Breaking peers out of restricted freedom Sundays. Helping your friends clean puke off their sleeping bags. People always stayed loyal to each other and committed to being nothing short of kind and considerate. Number 4, celebrations and traditions. Sitting in the all-school huddle, anticipating the song and dozens of hugs and handshakes that ensued. Yes, a possible root cause of super spreading COVID, but it's also a love and laughter that we won't find easily, but only can strive to recreate. So, in Dubai, the class of 2023 met. People were kind, chaotic, unsure of who they were and all that they've become capable of. Looking around now, the individuals forming this dysfunctional family are confident in themselves, genuinely caring community members, leaders inspiring to me, taking on the world, in the same way they approach TGS. Excited, enthusiastic, and seizing opportunities to step outside of your comfort zone, staying involved even after you've reached your limit. Of course, only possible to Dan's wise words: drink water, get good sleep, exercise, and eat good food. We'll have the chance to raise a toast later for those who are here we're grateful to, but I want to thank those who are not, and who have helped us along the way. Russ, Shell, Chungman, Dan, and Christine, thank you for everything. And to the parents and families, without you, we know this dream would never have been possible in the first place, and we will always be grateful for that. We'll be joining new communities entering the next chapter, and with it, new challenges and new excitements. In moments, you'll become the uncertain new students you entered TGS as, and that's okay. The key to persevering in these moments is trusting that our community has that confidence in you, even when you have lost it in yourselves. We, the class of 2023, with Ubuntu, Brit, and Satya, can and will make possible everything we set our minds to. Thank you. I do not like cupcakes, but I'll forever be grateful to the ones Sahar and I got from the Dubai Mall on the first day we spent together. This is when I realized she is certainly not the shy, quiet girl I first thought. Since then, let me tell you about one of her most endearing habits I've gotten to know. Often, when typing LOL, laughing out loud, most of us will only have the corners of our mouth tilting up into a smile. Being roommates with Sahar was the first time I've seen someone giggle so much to themselves in the corner of the room, typing LOL with actual laughter. So, when you get a text from Sahar saying LOL, you cannot help but smile, knowing she will be too. I trust Sahar to be always 110% honest. Yes, 110% honesty can be looked at as a positive or a negative, but I think it all depends on the person carrying this quality. And Sahar does honesty the best. Sahar is one of the most loving, loyal, thoughtful people. She's a person who's stuck with me through some of my lowest points. And she reminds the people she cares about how loved they are, and always makes me feel less alone. So when you combine joyful laughter, honesty, and care, you get Sahar. Thank you.
Okay. I still remember the day I was, okay, sorry. I never thought I would cry, but I actually am, which is a surprise. I still remember the day I received a text message from this incredible person, before we even received our acceptance letters. It was a simple hello, but little did I know that it would mark the beginning of a close friendship. Since then, we have experienced countless adventures together, from almost losing our minds together in a tiny room we got stuck in for 3 days because she gave me COVID, to tackling the demanding task of deciding where to eat every time we go out together. Through it all, Jania has always been inspiring me with her unwavering confidence and determination. Her infectious energy has brightened my days and made my journey in this school truly unforgettable. As we start a new chapter in our lives, I have no doubt that you will continue to shine brightly in whatever path you choose to follow. I'm excited to witness the incredible things you will achieve, whether that is being a trailblazing inventor or a dancer. And I'm so grateful to be able to call you my best friend and sun to my moon. I love you so much and congratulations.
Today, I have the pleasure of introducing a person who I had 3% possibility of meeting, but 100% of loving. If you turn the globe 180 degrees from Kazakhstan, you'll end up in Mexico. If you go deep inside Jane's heart, you'll find Marilee. From the moment I met Marilee, I knew I had encountered someone truly special. Her heart knows no bounds when it comes to kindness, and her loud laughter fills out any room with grace. Her vibrant spirit knows no bounds. I can vividly recall her running with a sewing machine. In her hands was a beautiful smile and adoring her face. And speaking of that smile with dimples that light up the room, I'll undoubtedly miss them dearly. Her strength, passion, and dedication are truly inspiring. Who else could recreate a symbolism for our stylish rage in just 5 days? To most, it might have seemed impossible, but Marilee made it happen. She's someone who makes best
best out of her traveling experience. Whether it be doing amazing fashion projects, engaging with locals, or appreciating the authenticity of the local food, while criticizing any Mexican options they have. She is someone who would have Project SI as her second home, make me another home in Mexico, and it will be my home. Marilee, I want you to know that no matter where your journey takes you, my home will always be a place you can call home. With each step you take on your journey, know that you have my unwavering support and admiration. Graduation is the conclusion of one chapter and the beginning of another. In this book called TGS, I'm so glad that I shared this journey with you. What is the possibility of a Kazakh meeting in Mexico? 3%. What is the possibility of a Marilee staying in my heart? 100. Te amo, Marilee, and congratulations.
What a journey. But in the suite of journeys, the person I'm about to introduce has had the longest transits to TGS, with sometimes even 7 flights to get to Turkey. But I gotta say, with the greatest sense of humor, reviewing every single meal on that plane. Gab, I admire you. Your hard work, friendship, and how passionate you are. You are a ray of sunshine in my life. Always being there for me, listening to my problems, giving me such wise advice, even when I'm losing my biscuits. I don't know what I would do without you, genuinely. Our memories together are tattooed in my heart. Since Dubai, that first day we met, we've had that tradition of weirdly angled selfies, also known as Foto Señor. Our DJG parties, singing to Bad Bunny like there was no tomorrow. Or when you were Ecuador's #1 ambassador for the World Cup. Nothing stops you, not even that time traveling to ports with your broken leg. The memories are endless and they will always stay in my heart. I have no words to describe the love that I have for you. Since day one, you've been my unconditional. I am sure that your pure heart, unique personality, and great sense of humor will take you to unimaginable places. Thank you for all of the adventures. I love you, Gab.
Hola. I have had the honor of sharing these past 2 years with many incredible people. But I want to talk about someone special for me. One of the main characters in my story in this school, Vito. During this time, I was able to see your journey, from the wide-eyed kid who had never left Egypt, to the remarkable individual standing with us today. I will always remember the passion and determination that inspired your desire to explore your interests, and immerse yourself in incredible projects that made you discover who you are today. Thank you for your wisdom and understanding and always listening to others, for the long talks at night, of laughters and cries, for the most interesting conversations that always teach me something new, and your company in good, bad, sappy, and happy times. As you prefer to embark on the next chapter of your life, I do not doubt that you will approach it with the same open heart, curious mind, and commitment to embracing the unknown that has propelled you thus far. I am very happy to be here with you in this special day, and to remind you that you are an exceptional human being, And thank you for being an excellent roommate, counselor, teacher, and friend. Never forget who you are and the wonderful things you have done. Thank you, Vito, for being part of this adventure with me.
I'm definitely not shedding a tear, right? Yeah, it's just a little bit too warm, especially with the blazer. Today, I have the privilege to introduce someone I deeply care about. And if I were to describe that person, I'd say she's a constellation, shining so brightly that it can even stand out in Botswana's night sky. Each star in her constellation represents a facet of her beautiful personality. Radiating with extraordinary brilliance, this star, known as the luminary of empathy, symbolizes Liv's remarkable ability to understand and empathize with others. In a deep conversation I had with Liv, which I'm very upset we didn't have one in Greece, by the way, she shared the idea that humans might not be fully able to understand each other because of our complex and diverse backgrounds. Yet, she continues to disprove her own idea every single day because she is one of the most emotionally intelligent and empathetic souls we have ever met. In a sense, if you cross her orbit, you're just the luckiest person on Earth, or the whole world, because she is someone who genuinely cares, listens, and supports you with all her heart. Within Liv's same constellation, a neighboring star of profound wisdom exists. Twinkling with an enchanting glow, Liv possesses a wisdom that seems to transcend the limits of human understanding. Sometimes she says things that are so profoundly insightful that makes you go, is she even a human, or is she a cosmic being in disguise? I'm leaning towards the latter. Her words have a way of resonating deep within our souls, nudging us towards growth and understanding. I personally am so lucky to have her and her insight in my life. Now, I must confess, Liv's constellation is so vast and awe-inspiring that if I were to describe every single star, it would be hours. And I know you all just want dinner already, right? Everyone is hungry. But it would be overwhelming to end the speech without mentioning Liv's sense of humor. You see, she has this hilarious joke, by the way, that everybody wants to marry her for her green card. But I reassure you, Liv, that we love you for who we are, although a green card would also be nice. Regardless, you'll always remind us to find joy in the simplest moments, or the greatest ones. Like your graduation. So on that note, let us share our joy and congratulate Liv on reaching this milestone. May your journey be filled with endless laughter, profound discoveries, and constellation that continues to guide and inspire all who have the privilege to cross your orbit.
That was so emotional. Okay, give me one second. If my future kids were to ask about my high school friends, they would hear about Diego. It's hard to explain him in words, but I can try and convey the feelings that arise when I think of him. He is comfort, shown through his goodnight and good morning hugs. He is joy when he is scream-singing Taylor Swift. He is excitement when he's telling you about something he's passionate about. He's the epitome of everything you want in a friend. Someone who takes care of you when you're sick at the World Expo, even when he was so excited to go. Someone who cheers you up with your favorite drink from Starbucks when you're sad, even if you don't explicitly state that you are, he just knows. Diego wants to be an architect one day. I think he'll be great at it. He already builds everything around him anyway. Friendships that turn into family, a life that is full of love and laughter. He's the type of person you meet and know is deserving of good things. He's the backbone and very essence of this community, and anyone who gets the privilege of his friendship should cherish it deeply.
When my future kids hear about Diego, they'll already know who he is. I believe that the bonds we create at TGS are forever, especially when they're connected through a love for Taylor Swift. In my ideal future, Diego and I have brunch every Sunday and we gossip about silly things that we feel are important in the moment. In my ideal future, there's nothing about Diego's future that I have to catch up with him on. I already know it. Diego, I love you. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so lucky to have the privilege of introducing you. Let me be the first to say congratulations and thank you for everything that you are. I can't wait to see the person you're going to become.
Okay, let's all have people. Whenever I think of this person, I just think of the word core memories. Every single time that we did anything special, he used to say, "This is such a core memory." So what better way to introduce him than with the book of core memories? Chapter 1 represents all of the unknown and uncertainty of the first time MTGS, and after some lost text, we met in Dubai for the first time. Dubai hosted two boys going into the water park, looking at the Burj Khalifa from the minimal rooftop, sneaking into the boxing gym, picking on the Dubai hike, and maybe drinking some spoiled milk by accident. Chapter 2 represents all the discoveries. Mexico brought off the endless one-on-one dinners and the sense of honesty and trust like I've never known. But it also welcomed my scuba diving partner. They were the company for the rest of my certifications all across the globe, and also through the nonsense of laughing underwater. Chapter 3 represents new beginnings, as well as what's worth of the plane to Gaborone, knowing what the year we had ahead held, acknowledging it would be the last. Therefore, we decided to make Botswana one of our best terms, with all the late talks, movie nights by the pool, stargazing in the Okavango Delta, and my favorite memory, the Zambezi River. Finally, chapter 4 is yet to be written. We don't know what the future holds for us, what new core memories will be created. But one thing that I know for sure is that he's always one call away, even if we're separated by several oceans. And that laugh will always make my day better. We've been through ups and downs together, some failed relationships, and a whole lot of changes. So after traveling many months together, I can say that he's been an essential part of my TGS puzzle, as I cannot imagine my journey without him. I would trust him with my life like no one else. And this is not a goodbye, but I see you in the next chapter, so it's my greatest honor to introduce my best friend, Griff Gall.
Better. The soul I have the honor of introducing today has etched a place so profound in my heart that she has forever blurred the line between friendship and family. I came to this school with the thrill of traveling the world, exploring each and every corner of the globe. Little did I realize that having a companion to share that with would end up exponentially exemplifying that experience. We began our journey in Dubai, having no expectations of the lives ahead of us, guided by our innocence. Moving on to Mexico, where you helped me appreciate the values of friendship, loyalty, and affection. Moving on to Greece, where you expanded my worldview into an abundance mindset, ready to tackle the great challenges of life with compassion and grit. In Botswana, you established the epitome of Ubuntu, acknowledging our existence as a community and the present moment as a whole. In India, you made me realize why I value your trust so much and the and to value respecting one's beliefs and values. Among the cold nights in Korea, you helped me keep warm with your empathy, always making sure I wasn't left behind. And then there's our laughter. Our jokes may get us into trouble sometimes. However, this shared symphony of joy that over time has turned to our medicine is our sanctuary from the world. A simple giggle that can transform moments of despair into one of hope. Saffron, I congratulate you not only for becoming a certified changemaker, but also for keeping CM2 great. My love for you is evergreen, and I want you to know that you have played a significant role in shaping the wonderful individuals that are a part of our community. So let's raise a toast to relationships that last a lifetime, and to my best friend, who's just not an extraordinary person, but an entity that truly makes the world a better place. I'm going to end this speech by reminding you of your favorite quote. As Casey Neistat said, "Experience does for the soul what education does for the mind." I hope you'll live by this quote for the rest of your life and the legacy beyond it, because everyone needs a little sweet saffron in their life, reminding them to live each and every day to the fullest.
So, sorry. Okay. Alright, so my first memory of Samara is playing guitar and chatting in her room in Dubai. Andy and Rich, I'm sorry, I thought it was allowed. Over the terms, we spent more time together. From trips to the outlet mall in Dubai, unbelievable amounts of fried chicken in the Chinese buffet in Oaxaca, and an eventful term roommate in Greece. In that Greece term, Samara and Livia and I started a nightly routine of gratitude, breaking down the highlights and lowlights of our day. In the spirit of that, I wanted to share my top 5 highlights of my time with Samara. First, as previously mentioned, our trips to the Chinese buffet and the subsequent stop at the ice cream store on the way back to the res. Second, our roommate dinners throughout the year. Even the one in India when you fell asleep as I was talking. Third, the god-awful chicken you made for Liv and I. Despite the fact that the amount of salt almost killed us, I appreciate the thought. Fourth, every time you spontaneously fell asleep, whether it be on a bus through the hills of the UAE, or in the back of a 4x4 in Botswana. And last, the time we spent in our disaster of a room in Greece last year. From the all-nighters to finish seminar, to constantly stepping on the crave cereal that you would drop literally everywhere. It has been a true privilege to see you grow over these past 2 years, and I can't wait to see what you do as you start the next chapter of your journey. Thank you, Sam. You truly make CM2 great.
Today, I stand before you to introduce somebody who holds an incredibly special place in my life. This person goes hand in hand with me. If somebody sees me, they ask me where she is. It's like we're joined at the hip. Even though she came a whole term later than us, we formed a bond that's only grown stronger over time. Today, I want to take a moment to acknowledge her and celebrate her as the remarkable individual she is. She is beautiful inside and out. As cliche as it is, it's true. It radiates from within, fueled by a heart as big as the universe. Okay, maybe not. But she possesses a kindness and sense of fun that knows no bounds. I'm a lover of fun, and that word looks different depending on who you are. Between the two of us, though, that looks like playground sessions after PE, or pinning our nails different styles until we can't smell anything besides acetone. Yet, what amazes me the most is how she remains blissfully unaware of how truly amazing she is. I often find myself silently wishing that she had more faith in herself, because when she dares to put herself out there, she does amazing. She shines like a star.
In every term that has passed, I've seen her flourish more and more, and I'm honored to have been part of that journey. Her and I are the type of students who are here for the vibes. We hugged trees in Mexico, nerded out about urchins, and have gone thrifting in basically every single corner of the world. To be honest, we prioritize starting and even ending our days with a delicious bubble tea and then letting the work fit in somewhere, rather than the other way around. Looking back over the past 2 years, I cannot even begin to imagine what they would have been like without her by my side. Thank you for putting up with my hopeless memory, joining me in new singing a cappella that we disturbed the rest of the cohort with, and always understanding exactly what I mean. You have been my rock and my source of comfort in times both good and bad. Kavi, as we stand here at the beginning of a future, I eagerly await for all the things you will accomplish and all the places you will reach. May your journey be filled with success, tapioca pearls, and a lack of stipend sheets. I can't wait to see the amazing things that you do and the places you go. It's not often we say I love you, but I really do. I love you, and congratulations on making it this far.
Well, it's a lot of people. The student I have the honor of introducing today is actually the first student I ever helped get set in getting settled in the crazy world that we all call TGS. I remember getting introduced to her online thinking, why are two 16-year-olds using email to communicate? Her infectious smile and joyful laughter reminded me of the people I love in the country we both call home, India. When I think about the time we've had together over the last 2 years, there are countless memorable moments. However, these are the ones I feel help me appreciate her more. The endless conversations we would have about the history of our culture and our favorite places in India. Being tour guides for the rest of the community in India. How she always seems to know exactly how to fix my research paper at the very last moment. Sorry, Sophie. The way she embraced vulnerability and openness in Dubai while simultaneously empowering the rest of us by sharing her story on our student group chats. And last but not least, her hunt for the most dramatically and unapologetically largest hoop earrings in the tiny shops of Oaxaca. I believe that this classmate has not only inspired all of us with a tenacious attitude and hard-working spirit over the last 2 years, but her ambitious drive and strength to keep at her seemingly impossible goals is an inspiration. Not only to myself and the rest of our cohort, but also to the girls back at home that she works so hard for. Now, I could go on and on about her at this point. We know who this incredible person is. I introduce you, Arshi Arora.
So like many other people, I wasn't planning to cry today as well, but I guess graduations are meant to cry. On the morning of the 5th of November, 2021, I met this girl with a big suitcase that said Minahil Mobeen on it. Finally, our class had gotten complete and the last person to join us on site had finally there. I rushed to hug her because I'd been waiting for her for so long. 2 years later, here I am introducing her. Minahil, A person who was once completely unknown to me has turned into one of the closest friends and the best roommates I've had at TGS. The best thing about Minahil is that there is only one Minahil. There can be no one else. This Minahil is annoyed when she doesn't get her food on time. She can get hangry as well, and you might see her holding a knife. This Minahil is as goofy as she is serious, and this Minahil gives warmth and comfort to everyone she meets. She's the best roommate to be with, the best friend one could ask for, and like her name, truly a fountain of knowledge. She's a whole force on her own, and I can easily call her a one-woman army. She writes policies to improve the state of the government, which I'm sure will be accepted. She vibes to Pakistani drama OSTs with me. She loves cats immensely, probably more than humans sometimes. She enjoys spending time with the people close to her, and most importantly, she stands up for what she feels is wrong. It takes guts and courage to do that, and she has all that and much more. Minahil is the most unique, weird in a good way, friendly, smart, and most of all loyal person in the whole world, and there isn't and simply can't be anyone else like her. No words can describe how amazing she is, and no matter what I say, it won't do justice to this amazing human. But I'd just like to say, Minahil Zindabad, sabse khoobsurat insaan aur meri jaan. So this is in Urdu, and in English this means, may Minahil live long, the most beautiful person, my lifeline. I love you so much, Minahil, and I'll miss you more than you can even imagine. Please come up.
Hi everyone. I'm definitely gonna cry during this, so just bear with me. Today I have the honor to introduce somebody to call an angel because she's been my guardian angel. Sorry. Sarah. Over these 2 years, I've gotten to know Sarah so much, and it's become a really big problem. Because there's now a lot of stuff that I want to tell you about her, but there's not enough time for that. Like her unparalleled obsession with cats, like not even my obsession can compete with that. Or her insane entrepreneurial skills. Or her productivity that convinced me that she was a robot. Or maybe this should be about how she always finds the best cafes for working. Or packs at the very last minute possible, making me the most worried I could be. But the thing that's the most Sarah of everything is her search for beauty in this world. Whether it's the places, the experiences, or the people. If you know Sarah, you know her only criteria for anything is that it's beautiful. With beautiful souls, beautiful views, and beautiful memories. And Sarah, you've made all of her teacher's experience so beautiful, especially mine. From the first Zoom calls for new students 2 years ago, I knew immediately that your heart was beautiful, and that's why you're here. Because you make our community beautiful by checking in on people and telling everyone that they're beautiful by giving them flowers. Sarah, I know you're not a robot anymore. You're my guardian angel, my first confidant in TGS, and now my forever sister, and one of the most beautiful souls I've ever met in my life. Congratulations, Sarah.
Thank you, Minahil. This is really hard, sorry. The person I'm about to introduce is often seen by people as the astronaut girl. But throughout the 2 years I've lived with her, I see her as much more than that. I see her as a resilient, confident, and most importantly, a true friend. From the morning when I first met her in Oaxaca, it feels like this girl has brought up a new personality of mine
that I have never seen myself, just because of her contagious positive energy. You know what's interesting about this girl is that I always tell her I see her as a comedian, but she'll be the only one laughing at her jokes. But even with that, she will keep laughing, because even if it's 0 or 100 people who laugh at her, she continues. She is such a dedicated and focused person, and it's this confidence of hers that makes her follow her dreams and be so dedicated without letting anything distract her. But it's also what makes her the perfect companion for our fun challenges. From giving out motivational cards in the streets, to inviting a random person for dinner, to inventing our own language, Sadia. Ow, this means hello in our language. I am so grateful for having shared some of the most wonderful moments of my life. Media, or as I like to call you, Mars, you have truly been one of the people who were the most inspiring in my life, and I really mean it. You know very well that I've learned so much from you. You have been there in the moments when I needed someone the most, and I can never be thankful for that enough. Please keep flying like you always do. I know you will reach all your dreams, and just continue sharing your amazing contagious energy. Please let's give a warm welcome to Media. I cried so much today, but I didn't put on any makeup, it's just sunscreen. Today, I have the honor to introduce to you someone who has not only been a dear friend, but an imaginary roommate of the heart. An extraordinary soul whose presence radiates positivity and her infectious smile never disappears. My dear Robin. You are an example of somebody who embodies all the TG's core values in the community, like empathy, by constantly ensuring others' well-being without compromising your own. You shine as a true builder, someone who genuinely cares about each and every person. And yes, I must confess, you are weird. But in the most endearing and cherished way possible, from sitting in an elevator to compliment strangers, to speaking the TikTok language with me. Now that I reflect on our journey together, my heart fills with gratitude for the impact you had on my life and the lives of those around you, and I regret nothing but spending more time with you. You're like a rock star in a cosmic tour, spreading your shine and leaving a trail of your laughter in your wake. Now, if you wonder if Robin and I have ever been roommates, remember, then we've found a way to be roomies without ever living in the same room. It's the ultimate roommate hack. Keep being amazing, and congrats on your graduation.
Please, let's put our hands together once again for CM2's graduating class for 2023.